What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan, and on this planet we send it. And what we're going to be getting in today, well, we're getting on the Black Mountain Truck Trail. And I decided I want to do a video of this clip because frequently what I see in the different Jeep clubs that I participate in is people or visitors from out of town, or even people new to Jeeping. They always ask what's an easy trail to go on, and this is that trail. It gives you a good little mix of knowing what it's like to be on a truck trail, which is pretty easy, but right off the bat you get right into some rutted areas you're gonna have to watch your wheel placement on, you know, at least beginner wise. And then also you start going up the side of this cliff, so you got to kind of get used to driving on the side of a cliff without getting too intimidated, you know, and keeping focus. And just, again, there's lots of distractions around you. You just kind of got to focus on what's important. So we're kind of just going up and around. We're going to go up to the top of the trail. The great thing about this trail is that there's a picnic area on the top, and I think this has some of the most beautiful scenery that you can see in like San Diego County. At least you got, on a clear day, you can see all the way out to the ocean. But hopefully it looks like the clouds are opening up. I really hope that I can show you at least a little glimpse of some of the views you can get here. But it's also a place that even on the evening times, you can see all the way down into Mexico and all the whole San Diego area. It's a pretty good trail. So all right, we're gonna just enjoy this nice and easy day and scenic views all the way up and down Black Mountain Truck Trail. All right, I got a plan in place. Risks are acceptable. Let's go ahead and send it. Now, when you're coming up this truck trail, I recommend you go ahead and air down if you have the tools to air back up, and you release your front sway bar. Just go ahead and disconnect, because it will make this trip a little bit more smooth of a ride. It is not required, you don't need to, but there's occasionally some ruts here to where it definitely will help you, again, make it more comfortable a ride and less sway if you're able to go ahead and disconnect your front sway bar. Now, when I'm on Black Mountain Truck Trail, I like to be in 4-low, and that's only because of my straight 6 and under gear. And I prefer to be in 4-low to have the torque that I want, and it just, I feel, gives me a little bit more control. Although when I hit some of those ruts and my foot is bouncing, it definitely will kind of go against keeping it a smooth ride. But I prefer to be in 4-low, again, just to have the power at my foot. And I am saying, and I'm just looking at some of the scenery here, and we're able to see some of the hawks here. I hope you can see that. Now, there is one optional obstacle you can take if you feel that you're well equipped. Just know, as you see me going up, I'm in my LJ 35s, and then you'll see my cousin, he's in his JL on 37s. And I will say, I'm recording this in Memorial Day weekend 2023, and we've had a significant amount of rain this year, and you can tell why they closed down this road if there's rain, because on the rain alone, the water itself already erodes this road away pretty good. So if they didn't close this and they let people ride on it when it was wet, it would just be that much more eroded. So I will say, be prepared for, like I say, definitely recommend remove the sway bar, air down a little bit, just to help out the comfort of just that much more. And when you go up the trail, you're gonna see some people coming down, and then vice versa. When you're going down, you're gonna see some people going up. Usually you can find a dugout, either the up or down group can find a dugout to let the other pull on by, no problem. But you will have to deal with that. There are sometimes you'll find yourself in maybe the most ideal location, but usually, well, every time you'll be able to find it. Someone just might have to go in reverse a little uncomfortably for a little bit, but it hasn't been an issue on the few times that I've been on this trail. Just one person with me.
Okay. Is that guy?
Just him.
Okay.
If you can move forward maybe 3 feet, I'll be able to squeeze on by.
The other people up there are a couple bikers.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah. get to a certain part as you're going up to where you can like see the picnic area, and it's gonna make it feel like you're getting pretty close, but you still got a little bit. It's just take it easy, enjoy the nice views on the way up. It's gonna be very scenic. And if you're coming in springtime where it's nice and green, like I was fortunate to where I'm coming now, before we get into the depths of summer, it really is beautiful, especially after a rainy season. Now, if you have regular street tires and they're pretty new, you should be fine. And I'm underlining should be. If you have used street tires, regardless if you're coming up in an Outback, a Jeep, or whatever, you might want to consider making sure your spare is at least good to go. I'm not really seeing any too sharp rocks, but some of these areas are definitely feeling pretty rutted and will probably put your tires to the test. So again, I think for the most part they're rounded and you should be fine, but you might want to at least consider it before coming on up. So once you get to the top, there's kind of two parking areas. The one where you just saw me pulling up at, and that's where we parked at, so we can get some nice, good photos. There's another one here if there's not too many people here, and to be honest, we're the only ones here right now, to where you can come up and have a nice picnic and get some just nice scenery. We do got the overcast happening out there, and so that is blocking our view all the way to the ocean, but it still is a beautiful view. And you just come up and have a picnic and then go on down, whatever the case may be for your situation. But it definitely is a good picnic spot if you got the time, and especially if you can kind of get this area. But regardless, if you make it to this area or the place over there, it's going to be some good views. So what I think at this point, we're just going to go ahead and make our way on down the mountain, and I'm going to go ahead and do another music montage, roll some music, roll some film, so you guys can see some of the beautiful scenery as we head on down. All right, let's go ahead and send it. And when going down the mountain, what I want to let you know before we kick off the music montage is I like to engine brake. That's where you put into a gear you feel comfortable, where the engine's holding it back, you know, low enough gear where the engine's holding it back at a speed you feel comfortable with, so you're not having to use the brakes. Because when the brakes heat up too much, they could become useless, and you are going down a mountain, and obviously that's not a good thing. So highly recommend you engine brake when you get going down. When you get down to a certain point, you'll find yourself be back into full drive, but definitely recommend engine braking as you're going down. And we got someone coming up. Time to pull over.
trail so far?
It's actually a pretty decent trail. It's great for beginners. It gives you the sights that are beautiful. The terrain is any stock vehicle with the ground clearance can make it. Some faster than others. But all in all, I'll rate this trail definitely beginner with 10 for views.
And there you have it. Back to you, Nathan.
All right, Heidi, thank you because that's actually going to go wrap up the video with these thoughts that I have. Again, I would just say overall impressions, it's a nice, easy trail. So if you're coming out here, you're renting a Jeep and you want to give the Jeep a little try, this is a good trip to take. Or if you're new to your Jeep and you want to just give it a little test and, you know, see what it can do, you know, not necessarily going all out, this is a good trail for a beginner. It absolutely is worth it. And if you're coming out here around the springtime in San Diego, it's also going to probably be nice and green and yellow, and the foliage is going to be blooming, and it's probably going to be nice and good to be taking a look and seeing what the scenery looks like. Plus, on your way in and out of the valley, it's also a nice and scenic area too, where depending on the year, you might even get some water in our creeks. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.